You may or may have not found this video because you're feeling some type of way and you're really wondering if you need to take an extra rest day. In this video, I'm going to go over a couple of things that you might be noticing or feeling that could be telling you that you need to take it easy for an extra day. Now, I know that in a typical training plan, hopefully there's some rest days built in for you. And especially if you're working out every day, this might be especially applicable to pay attention to what your body's telling you if you need to take a day off. So this is going to be talking about maybe when you need an extra rest day as it happens. Sometimes with training plans that we progress through, especially if it's a good progressive program, you are going to start to feel a little bit tired, you're going to be pushed a little bit. So there's going to be a part of that to it. So if you're working with a coach, definitely talk to them first before assuming how you're feeling means you need an extra rest day. But this video should give you a good idea if that's what you need to do. My name's Alicia Clark and I'm an ambassador with You Can Row Too, and we're going to go over some signs that you might need an extra rest day. The first sign that you might need to take it easy is that you have this added unnatural tiredness. So this is not the tiredness where maybe you got an hour or two less sleep the night before. You probably know that it's from that, and so we should rule that out to start. This added exhaustion, it's gonna feel like a whole nother level. It's gonna feel like, man, I just don't feel like I can do barely anything today. That might be a big flag saying that you might need to take it easy if not today, tomorrow, sometime soon. So to go with that, especially if you're starting to feel that exhaustion, you're going to start to notice. So thing number 2 to look for is that your split times are starting to suffer. So an example of that would be if you normally can hold a 2:30 for a steady state piece, let's say 2:30 for a 20-minute piece. And all of a sudden, it's really hard to even hold a 2:35 and you only can manage a 2:40 or something like that, right? Even if it's a mid-distance or even a short interval piece, the split times that you normally can hold are suddenly so much harder to hold. That can go with that added exhaustion, but that can be a sign that you might need to take a rest day either the next day. Again, if you're in the middle of the workout, you're already doing it, so get the workout finished. If you notice that your split times are really starting to suffer, and you have this added level of exhaustion, you might need a rest day the next day. So definitely something to keep in mind. Another thing that you might be experiencing is you might be getting some new aches and pains. So little things here and there. If you feel during a workout that something quite obviously hurts, that could be, definitely stop. And if you have a coach, tell them. But if you feel like your body's really getting worn down, it's easier for it to develop these new aches and pains. So if any of these are sounding familiar, then typically these new aches and pains will come with that added exhaustion and things like that. So start noticing if you're getting new aches and pains that you haven't really ever gotten before. That could be another sign that maybe you need to take it easy. Next one is that you could be more on edge. So pay attention to those emotions. Is it easier to become upset, or is your patience just ice thin? Just really, everybody is, you're just kind of feel like anything's going to set you off. You stub your toe and, it's over. So keep in mind that these signs it also can be a sign that you're worn down a little bit too much. You might need to take it easy. So in combination with all the other things I've already talked about, if you feel like, man, I'm just very zero tolerance for anything today. Again, keeping in mind that depending on everything else that's going about, if you had a really crappy night's sleep the night before, that could have something to do with it. This is going to be kind of a cumulative effect over the course of maybe a training plan, or if you've really increased your mileage, you're really feeling run down. It's a combination of all of these things. So pay attention to when you're really kind of unsteady in those emotions. Last thing, which is fairly typical, but I don't want it to be assumed that this is always the case, is that typically your motivation will just be gone. Like, it's just non-existent. And so motivation not being there is not always a sign that you need to rest, because can be different struggles when it comes to just motivation. But if you're experiencing a lot of these other things that I've already talked about, that added exhaustion, you're on edge all the time, your split times are suffering, and your motivation's gone, that's the combination of all these things is a really good sign that you might need to take it easy, take an extra rest day the following day. So those are a couple of things. There's others. Everybody's different, right? So you might have slightly other things that, are different, or ways that you feel when your body is really tired. So start to pay attention to your body and know what those signs are for when you maybe need to take it easy the next day. Maybe you had a hard workout planned and maybe you need to switch it out, or just take a rest day. So now I'm going to go over what you can do during a rest day, because some of us can feel restless. We don't really know what to do. How do we want to take our rest day to recover to the best of our ability? When you take a rest day, there's really two kinds of rest days you can take. There's what I like to call an active rest day, and just a full-on potato couch day. So an active rest day is you're still doing things like moving around the house, maybe you're cleaning, going for a walk, things like that, things that'll keep you moving, especially if you don't have anything else in your life that doesn't cause you to need to walk around and do a lot. Kids are especially a big factor here. If you have kids, probably going to be moving around already a lot during the day. That's just a form of active rest. And then full-on couch potato rest is exactly what it sounds. You are sitting on the couch more than normal, and you are just taking it easy as much as you can. And I also understand, depending on your situation, this may or may not be possible. And so if it's really hard to sit on the couch and relax more, and you really feel like that's what you need, then second thing, don't be afraid to ask for help. I know personally it is really hard for me to ask for help. So if you need some help, if you have anybody that you know that can help you out, whether it is with kids or whatever you got going on, if you can move a meeting to the next day, or depending on what life looks like for you, if you're able to rearrange something to have a lighter day in the middle of your week, that might help you out. And don't be afraid to ask for help if that's what you need. Next thing that you can do is don't skimp on that nutrition. Now, I'll be the first to say, and I'm always very honest with this, I am not a nutritionist. However, I do know that you don't want to skimp and eat less on those rest days, okay? So make sure that you're eating enough on those rest days, because you need those calories to be able to recover, for your body to be able to build that muscle back up. So don't eat less just because you're not working out. Please, please, please still eat. And also drink lots of water. That's gonna make you feel so much better. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. It's gonna depend, everybody's gonna depend on how much you like to drink. I like to carry a water bottle around with me and just sip throughout the whole day. That really helps me drink plenty and plenty of water. Last thing on your rest day, try to do something that you enjoy. And that's gonna look different for everybody, right? Whether that is moving around, or sitting on the couch watching your favorite TV show, trying to catch up on a Netflix show, it's gonna look different for everybody. But try to find something that you enjoy. Do something that you like to do, something that makes you happy, because that's gonna help you enjoy your day and enjoy your rest day. So again, should you take an active or a full rest day? Well, only you can really know that. If you're really sometimes it might not even be your choice. I'll just put that out there. If you're really busy, you got stuff to do, it just can't wait, It's gonna look more like an active rest day, but that's okay. Do what you can to sit when you can and relax a little bit more if you can. Again, asking for help if you can with people that are available to help. Things like that can really help. So if you can take, more of a full rest day, it's really up to you and what you feel like you need. If you're really, really run down, maybe you do need more of a full sit on the couch rest day. And, from there, you just gotta figure out what you need to do to make that happen. Otherwise, active rest days are still really good. They can keep the blood flowing and they both have their purposes. So if you need an active versus a full, that's really gonna be on you for how tired, how run down are you, how much of a break do you need. So it's hard for me to give a this or that for everybody with that. But just know there's two different kinds. It's good to have a mix of both. So I hope that this was helpful for you in trying to decide when to take a rest day, and then when you do, what can that look like? So if you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. I know that this is a tough subject to really kind of nail down yes or no. And again, you're gonna be the one who knows yourself the best. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next video.